Hi, my name is Johnley and welcome to my channel. And today, this is still part of Season 2 Bar School Diaries, and we'll be talking about the pathway to bar school. Not the bar school. And I'll be dividing this into three sections. We've got the secondary school, what you do in sixth form, and what you should do in university. So, whatever part of the academic journey you're doing, even after post university as well, hopefully this can help you or inspire you to get more clarification as to what things you should be doing in different stages of your academic career. So, um, welcome. It's gonna be like a podcast kind of like thing where you can just see me here, and I'll try to edit as little as possible, but also I try to be as concise as possible, because one of the rules of advocacy is to be efficient, be concise, get straight to the point, don't use flowery language to just like baffle people. So, without further ado, I have my trusted academic planner slash notebook here, and I'll go through the points that I've written down before for each section. So, Section 1. First of all, could we just have a round of applause for the sun? She slayed. She slayed. Look at that. Let's say that you're in secondary school right now and you feel like, I definitely want to go to bar school. I definitely want to become a barrister. Um, and I know that from, let's say, year 7. Actually, you don't even need to know that you want to go to bar school. If you just want to be a lawyer in general or want to work in the legal field, these tips will be very helpful for you. And there's 3 tips I would like to tell you guys in secondary school. First of all, join a debating club. When I was in secondary school, I joined this thing called Debate Mate. It is a charity, and they basically like send in someone from the charity and help you guys like try to do debates and then organize debates within the secondary school, but also with other secondary schools as well, into like a big national competition, which is really fun, to be honest with you. And in secondary school, this is one of the first times where you actually start stepping outside of your comfort zone. So, you know, in bar school, the main thing that you'll be doing apart from research is advocating. So this is a perfect way to like dip your toes into knowing how to argue, how to win arguments, how to formulate arguments, and how to start um, being like disciplined in arguing. So, with debating, different societies have like different rules. So for example, like the first minute is like opening speech and unprotected and protected time. Then you have like 2 minutes of continuous speech with like rebuttal, and then you have final closing speech of like 30 seconds, or something along those lines. But those like help you start becoming more disciplined and being concise, and actually it's gonna also start showing you how you advocate, like what's your personal style. um, so that'll be fun. Second of all, please push yourself into leadership roles. Even if you're introvert, it doesn't mean you can't be a leader. um, and there are different types of leadership roles out there. You don't just have to become a prefect or a house captain. You can be captain of your football team or your volleyball team or your chess club team. For me, one of the things that I did was that I became a member of youth parliament. I was really engaged with youth politics in my local borough. Helped people win with running their campaigns. I won my personal campaign as a member of youth parliament, and we ran national campaigns as well with this charity called Youth Parliament, UK Youth Parliament, and we're the only other group apart from the actual ministers who can go on Minister of the House of Commons and actually debate there. So that's really fun. We have like a what you call it, like a weekend away together where we brainstorm and help each other out with campaigns, and then we have that November day where we come to the House of Commons and debate with the actual House Speaker. So that's absolutely fun, and it helps you like become a leader, because when you're in bar school or when you become a barrister, sometimes or most of the times you're leading teams, you're leading your co-counsel, you're leading your clients and stuff like that to the march ahead, I guess, the goal that you guys have set. Number 3, do whatever you're passionate about. just because it's secondary school and you definitely want to become a lawyer doesn't mean that you have to set yourself purely academic. Like, go and be creative, do Shakespeare, do drama, do music, do whatever you want, do skateboarding. As long as you're passionate in it, put in the hours. And what this teaches you is that um, it's teaching you how to move from passion to discipline, how to move from passion to habits. And I mean, this is just a great way to ensure that you have great characteristics as a person in society. It's not even just for law, it's for anything that you want to pursue in life. For me, I really like drama, I really like musicals, so in almost all of the musicals and Shakespeare production that we had during my academic career, I joined it. And with drama, it actually helps you with advocacy because it's kind of like a controlled environment and you have a certain flair that you need to um, evoke. Big, big words. It's not even big words. Oh my gosh, what's happening? And I started reading more, so that's why, as you can see here, I have lots of books here. Room, even the damn stand over here. I have like that's my water plant waterer. Underneath all of these books. So there we go. Now, section 2, what to do in sixth form if you want to go to bar school. Now you're setting the foundations of wanting to jump into the legal sector. So I have 4 points for you guys. First of all, it's a reoccurring point from secondary school. Do leadership roles more than ever because this is like your final 2 years before you start university. So you can be like a member of youth parliament, be prefect, head boy, head girl, anything. If there is no leadership roles in your sixth form, make one. Like if you can make your own club, you can make your own leadership role, or you can join local youth politics, volunteering and stuff like that. Just to help you stand out. Second of all, start going to court. So now you're in sixth form, you have a bit more time. I know it's rigorous having to deal with like 3 or 4 A levels / BTECs. It's gonna be a lot. But if you can manage your time wisely, you can have time to like go to the courts and then go to a local cafe and revise well or study there or do your homework, whatever. This allows you to get a bit more like insight and knowledge as to what it is that lawyers do, that barristers do, judges or solicitors do. And fortunately for me, I was fortunate enough to participate in a mini pupillage and also mini vacation schemes during my sixth form. So, if you can do that, if you have links to do that, for me, it was a social mobility charity that helped me gain those experience. Get them as soon as possible. Tick those boxes for you after undergrad. Third point is when you're choosing your A levels / your BTECs, choose an essay based subject, at least one. So, for example, for me, nearly all of them are essay based subject. I chose English literature, history, French, and extended project qualification (EPQ). Needless to say, I got 3 A's except for my French, which was a D, which is a pass. I don't know how it works now, but this was like, 6 years ago? Oh my gosh, I'm old. Anyway, we're skipping past that. Essay-based subjects, if you have the opportunity to do EPQ, do it. I cannot recommend it enough. And the reason because it's the way they use structure in APQ is nearly a carbon copy of how you do essays in university, where you have your thesis statement, you have to defend it, you have to research it, evidence, bibliography, referencing, and all of the lot. You might not have the same citation style, but everything else will be exactly the same, so that helps you out. For me, English literature helped me so much just because in my sixth form we had a teacher who advocated for a mock test every other Tuesday evening after school. So not only do we have essays to write during class, for homework, but we also have to do it every other Tuesday. It is rigorous. It is tough. But my word, it helped me so much. I went to that exam hall and I was just like, another essay, let's go. And, I got an A. So I was really grateful for that. And it helps you a lot with your stamina in university because you're going to be writing so much essays. Especially if you're going to like Oxbridge or Top Russell Group universities. I've heard that in Oxford and Cambridge, each module asks you to write like an essay every week or every other week. Whereas, for example, for me, in Kent, it's not a Russell Group, but it's like in the top 15 law schools. Um, we had to write essays like every term, depending on which coursework requires it and stuff like that, and also like classwork. And finally, for this section of sixth form, my last what you call it? My last tip is to start like discussing legal topics. You can do this in homeroom, or your advisory room, or whatever it's called now. I can't remember. Or with your friends as well. Just discuss like legal topics that you see in the news. How would you approach it if you were a lawyer? The whole idea of what's really exciting as well as like the whole idea of like crime, or like murder. I knew like when I was in sixth form that's like one of the most like interesting things like getting into law. But also, for example, if you're watching legal dramas like How to Get Away with Murder and Suits, like start discussing like the legal topics that you have it. Although it's not going to be accurate because first of all, it's based on American law, and second of all, it's very dramatic and very like sped up. Like that, if you think that's the perception of what lawyers do, it's not. Well, it's more like that's all being condensed like 9 months of work into like 2 days or one episode, so it's a bit dramatic, like that. So now we're entering the final section, what to do in university during your undergrad, before you enter bar school. Now it doesn't matter if you're doing a law degree or a non-law degree. Everything that I've been telling you guys about is mainly like extracurricular. So first point is that again, you go and push yourself for leadership roles. You're gonna in first year you're gonna see like societies that you want to join, and second year you're gonna start like applying or campaigning for societies role. For example, like president, vice president, social media officer, which I did a couple of times throughout my academic career. And then later on, if you want to, you can run for like student union, presidency, vice presidency, or stuff like that. Push yourself into it. When you campaign for a message, campaign for a topic, and that will help you, in terms of your experience, when you become a barrister or when you go to bar school. Second of all, go join teen clubs. If you don't like any of them, start one. Or either way, it's basically starting to help you like network to get to know everyone because in team clubs like football, badminton, or stuff like that, you start getting to know people outside of your degree, which is very important because if you're just stuck in like the law bubble, that can like, I mean, it helps you like network in terms of like legal career, but it can but it can hinder you in terms of like getting to know like the other types of people, what they're going through, dealing with different people, which is what you do in bar school, which is what you do as a barrister. Third of all, join your temple and law societies. They will help you out in terms of networking, in terms of getting you opportunities, in terms of getting you CV headshots for free, brushing up your experiences, your CV, everything. They will help you out. So go join them, be active in them. And if you guys have like a pro bono clinics, go and volunteer and spend time there. Pro bono clinics are basically free work. I think that's the Latin for it. Or bono, it's like in good faith. Bona fide is good faith. Anyway, it's basically where lawyers volunteer their time to do to like bring up cases, stuff like that, and go to court all for free. and they need helps of like student volunteers to help them research, to help them prepare the cases, stuff like that, to send it into the courts and win these cases or settle or whatever needs to happen. This is where you start actually doing real life problems and getting real life gratification of, for example, like, oh, I actually did something to the community, I actually helped out a person's life. And it's such a gratifying opportunity, such a gratifying feeling. So please, please, please join it. um, Mooting. Mooting is basically stimulated court cases, whereby it's slightly off from like actual court cases or cases that you'll read for your modules. And then you have to prepare one side of it. You have to do all the documents like research, opening statements, skeleton arguments, and stuff like that. And you have to prepare it in front of like a real judge or one of your professors. Most of the time in our law school, it's a real judge, and that's nerve wracking. But this is like the first proper experience that you get as a barrister. And honestly, for me, my motto going in is that you need to get if you're gonna get anything wrong, you need to do it now before you actually get to the court where actual lives are at stake. So don't be scared if you do something wrong. Don't be scared if you feel stupid. Honestly, just go for it. Get the exposure and ensure that you are going there and learning as much as you can. Don't go with a defeatist attitude. Go there with intention of like, win or lose, I'm gonna learn something. Win or lose, I'm gonna gain good experience. What else? Keep going to courts if you have time. If you live outside of London, it might be harder. But I don't know. It depends on your university campus and stuff like that. If it helps you, if you can't go to courts, go to people. Go to moots that you're not participating in. I know in my law school we have moots that goes out throughout the whole term, but the things that I can't join just because of conflict of schedule, stuff like that. But you can literally just go there, bring your laptop, do your like work. For example, if you're just doing note-taking tasks or recapping tasks or revising whatever, and you can just see how different people advocate. Looking at people's advocacy styles is really helpful to hone your own skills. So look out for that. Modules. After first year, because first year you don't really get to choose what modules you do. Know if you're good at coursework or if you're good at exams, but my personal take, don't do 100% coursework, so don't do 100% exams for all of your modules. So for example, like you get to choose like what 8 modules in a year if you're doing half if each module's like a term each. Because if you do all exams, you're gonna have at least 8 exams at the end of the year, and that's gonna be painful. Seeing that when exams are scheduled, they're like back to back for each year, stuff like that. So balance it out, see what you're good at. Some modules might allow you to have moots as your exam, so that's a bonus for you, and that can help you in the future as well in terms of like scheduling your revision, stuff like that. And this is the time, finally, the 2 last points is this is the time where you actually need to do mini pupillagers and vac schemes. If you really definitely want to become a barrister, recommend, it's not really, it's a no spoken rule, but like the recommended number of mini pupillagers that you need to do is around 3 to 5. Don't need to do more than 5, to be honest. And do it with a variety of law firms in terms of like small, big, variety of chambers, small, big, medium, and a variety of sectors. So don't do it all in crime, don't do it all in family if you are heartless like that. Do a variety, because you never know if you'll like something else, and also at the same time, you can't study all of the modules in university. So, for example, if you don't have the chance to do family law module, apply for mini pupillage in family law, so you can get exposure in that. And also, I encourage you to do at least one vac scheme if you definitely want to become a barrister. At least, just because it teaches you what's like on the other side, and it definitely consolidates with you if you really want to do bar school, So that's all my points. I've been moving around a lot because I really need to go to the toilet, but thank you so much for watching. As always, Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any extra tips or if you think I missed out anything else. And I'll see you guys next week for another video. It might not be about Bar School Diaries. It might just be about my life. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. And the sun's going, so I also need to go. Thank you. Bye. Should have known better than to lean on me. You never thought of anyone else, you just saw your pain. And now I'm crying in the middle of the night for the same damn thing.